know if y'all heard me in the last part of the lie, but tomorrow I am gonna go shooting. I do have some weapons. I have actually a few weapons that I haven't used, and I want to see. I want to see what they do. Do, 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 do. You know what I mean? I want to see how what they hitting on. You know what I mean? So go out here to the desert. There's a popular place out here that a lot of people go out and go shooting. So we'll head out there tomorrow. Test some of the. Um, hey, what's up, Detreyus? How you doing, man? Salute. Um, see what some of the stuff is hitting on. Mostly the one that it ain't even like really a big gun that I want to fire off. It's my little squeezy 6 shooter that I haven't tried yet. Yeah, we back, Khalil. I want to try that one out because I haven't shot that one. Like all my other guns, I pretty much shot. I haven't shot. I bought this one like a couple years ago. It's like a little thing I want to show right here, but um, I want to try that one out, and I'm gonna make some video for it. I'm gonna put it up in there on the channel probably sometime, maybe Monday or Tuesday. Practice before the YNs, bro. I ain't got enough firepower to fight the YNs, bro. Let's be honest. Like I saw a video out of Philly that I was gonna do a video about. I still got the like clip on here. Well, hey Gina, where it was, I guess it was like a shootout in the hood or whatever. It was so many rounds going off in that neighborhood. You just don't. The best thing you could do is to avoid groups of people, bro. Even just yesterday in LA, there was a guy that took his car and just ran it into a group of people, and then they pulled him out of the car, and somebody in the crowd shot the dude because why wouldn't they? He purposely did it. Even the cops said he purposely ran over this crowd of people. It's crash out season. I mean, it's been crash out season. 100 drums I've had here. That's what it seemed like. If y'all look up that Philly mass shooting from a weekend or so ago, not last weekend, but the weekend before, look at how many people were shooting. There's a guy in the video, and then this is the reason I didn't play the video because I have to like blur it out. But there's a guy in the front of the video, so like there's bullets going off. It's fucking Iraq, right? This is an American city, okay? Bullets going off in every direction. The niggas on the porch are shooting. Niggas across the street are shooting. Niggas in the cars are shooting. And it's a dude in a wheelchair. You don't notice it until I didn't notice it until somebody actually pointed out. But the dude in the wheelchair in the video in front of the cars, he actually got shot a few years ago. That's why he was in a wheelchair. He ended up dying, getting shot in that barrage. He couldn't get away. He tried to hide under the car and everything. Bullets going off everywhere. It's really some GTA shit. Yeah, it is, man. It is. And the reason being because their parents didn't raise them to be people, bro. I blame people's parents. We got to get into that, bro. It's people's parents. The reason that there's so many shitty people now is because they had shitty parents. And I know that's like no shit, but no, like what I'm saying is like think about how a lot of us were raised in our generation. What we raised on first, we were raised on respect your parents, respect at least the notion of God or some semblance of order, right? And not necessarily God, but God's order. Like there has to be some respect for it. And we came up with that. And even if we didn't 100% believe it and agree with it, we at least followed that order. These kids were raised not with that order at all, without it completely. So they don't even have that to anchor onto. They came into this world just believing that they know like what the truth is. And the government took that as a way to indoctrinate these kids into a lifestyle that's not going to produce a future for them or any type of legacy. They've already robbed the population of any financial future that we were projected to have. Like, the promises, as I always say, of the 20th century, gone, taken, right? You can build a certain level of generational wealth, but they'll always come for it. That's the purpose. That's why they try to have all these different schemes on how they're going to transfer wealth from this place to that place or whatever. But these kids are coming up in a world where even their identities have been hijacked by the powers that be, and these kids don't realize it. I saw two young boys. They were boys walking down the street, and this boy asked them, "So what are y'all?" Like one of the boys, take in mind, these are 13-year-old kids. Okay, one of the boys says, "I'm non-binary." Whatever, 13-year-old boy, "I'm non-binary," and the other boy say, "I'm a he, him." This is how they responded to him. "You a he, him?" "Yes." "Oh, well, do you like girls?" he asked him. The boy said, "Yeah, I like girls and boys." "Okay, that's great. I mean, fantastic. But the fact that y'all have this vernacular, right, already put into y'all head, non-binary, you defining your pronouns when somebody asks, "What are you?" That's crazy work. That's a hijacking. So what it does is it hijacks you from even being able to court an actual woman and build a family. And even if you do start a family, you probably are starting a family when you have a large level of arrested development and you can't maintain that family. You understand what I'm saying? And it falls apart. It's by design. It is truly by design. All of this is fucked up. It is. And then what they'll do is they'll push this narrative on ladies that there's always something better out there. There's going to always be something better. So they're going to always be chasing better, like chasing their tail, right? There's always something better. So even these young ladies that come up, of course, just like having the urge to eat, having the urge to use the bathroom, you're going to have the urge to reproduce, especially as a woman, whether you know it or not. And that's why a lot of young ladies lay with men, right? Not because they're dumb, not because they're not thinking it through, because biology requires that they do in a young age to bear fucking fruit, to produce people, right? And they produce people with a person that after the baby is produced, those hormones are saying, no, this person ain't it. So what they do, they take their child, they take their seed away from the person that they produced that child with, and it is what it is. And they raise that person in this world, hoping that this person can be a person in this world that can adjust and be, especially when you're talking about young boys, and be strong and all that. But that's not how it's made. It's made, the way that they've designed this machine is to fuck us up completely. The lingo at that age is wild. Exactly, bro. The last thing I remember is you blindfolding me. Yeah, I heard some middle school neighbors of mine talking like this. I mean, people figure out what they are early on, but hearing them talking amongst themselves seems forced. That's what I'm saying. I'm not saying that. Look, listen, when I was in middle school, high school, of course there was gay kids, there was all that, right? I'm not saying that, especially in California. It was open. It wasn't like the gay kids were in the closet. Most of the gay kids were in the closet. You knew who the gay kids were, right? They were pretty open about it, even when I was in school, okay? But when I'm talking about the vernacular, I'm talking about like that, the binary shit and the he, him, and the they, thems, and the putting yourself in this rigid box that you shouldn't even be worried about that. Like, are you just worry about school, bro? Worry about the fucking game. Worry about GTA 6 coming out, right? Like that's what kids should be worried about. Not like what your sexual identity is, because your sexual identity is a personal thing, bro. Your sexual identity is your shit. That's for you. Great, fantastic. It doesn't define who you are. It doesn't define you as a person. And so many people have made that their personality trait. I'm a gay so-and-so, I'm a gay black son of a bitch. And you put all these labels on yourself. Now you done put yourself in this box and you feel so goddamn oppressed, when in reality, everybody's living under the same type of oppression, economic oppression. What's up, world? What's up, the world's #1 fan? Hey, Preppy Princess. I'm gonna start talking about identify as an oak tree, since that's what we're doing now. It's funny, you say a tree. Everybody always asks, "Oh, what would you come back as if you ever came back as anything?" I always say a tree, because I don't want to do no moving. I don't want to do none of that extra. I want to be connected to the earth, and that's it. They want to use me for wood, they use me for wood. That's it. Hey, what's up, Ouija? I think that's how you say that. Or I don't know if y'all say W's over there. Would it be Ouija or I don't know how to say the last one. I'm sorry. Let's go. We back. Yes, sir. We back. And then Obama coming out with what he said. Now, a couple people called me out. They said that my title was misleading in the last video I put up yesterday, when I said Obama said you need 2 dads and you need to have an LGBTQ role model. I don't think I was exaggerating in what he said. I mean, you watch the clip in the fucking video, he says that, oh, you need another man in order to navigate this world. And I'm not disagreeing with that. I'm not saying that boys shouldn't have other male figures in their life. That's not what I'm saying. I'm just saying that then you go from that subject matter to all of a sudden you talking about you having a gay professor. What are we talking about? And how you need these type of people in your life in order to pretty much be because you got to watch the whole interview. You got to be a decent person. And bro, no, you don't. Now, I'm not saying that you should. Now, hear me out. I think you should know every type of person. I think you should be around gay people, black people, Asian people, white people. The reason I feel like you need to be around every type of person is so you won't be ignorant, at least at a certain point in your life, right? To learn that people are people, right? One of the most frustrating things I always see online is when, and I'm speaking as a black man, when black men that haven't dated white women say that white women are better than black women as far as dating. That's stupid. It's come from a position of ignorance, because in my experience, and I've dated every race of women, women are women. It doesn't matter. Like, yeah, online and in the projection of the media and the projection of like, and even culturally, there may be some differences, but at the end of the fucking day, people are people. And in order to understand that, you have to be around people. Gay people are gay people. Every gay nigga I've been around hasn't been attracted to me. In fact, most gay niggas that I've been around have been some cool ass niggas, really like cool motherfuckers. One of our family friends, his name is Gary. He's like a fashion designer in LA. Great dude. Looked out for my family plenty of times. All of that. I mean, he is a little bit of a he ain't a little bit of a fucking flirt. He's a lot of a bit of a flirt. But not everybody's Gary. One of my mom's only ex-boyfriends I liked was a closet gay. Oh, see, you see what I'm saying? Like, I don't have a problem with my uncle growing up. My first interaction with gay people in general, right, was my uncle. My mom had twin brothers. Well, she had multiple brothers, but two of her brothers were twins, Ricky and Ronnie. And Ricky died when I was 3, and Ronnie was the gay brother. He was openly gay, but he was also a little bit of a drug kingpin. And so my perspective in Milwaukee, and my perspective of watching him wasn't, of course, I mean, this is even back in the 90s. This man had a husband. His husband's name was David. They had a child, all this other stuff. But my perspective of Ronnie was never, oh, this, he's just this gay dude. My perspective of Ronnie was that this nigga was a G. Nobody fucked with this dude. This is why he was so openly, you couldn't say nothing without this. I think I've told this story before, okay? We had to stay with this nigga, him and his husband, for a minute. He's one of these niggas that will play on the fetishes of Caucasian men that are closeted. So this white dude that he was dealing with came through, and Ronnie wanted to get some money out the dude. So he had us all piled in the car. He had me, my brother, and his husband's son, Calvin, all get in the car, and we were supposed to go get McDonald's. That was what we were supposed to be doing, right? So we go in this car, we get in the car, and right as we get in the car, the conversation they had shit to do with no goddamn McDonald's, right? The McDonald's was the cover for him to try to get money out of this white man, okay? And the white man's like, Ronnie, I don't have the money, I don't have anything right now. I can probably get them some Happy Meals. He was like, no, I'm gonna need more than that. And at that point, I realized, no, it ain't about the food, because the man was willing to buy the kids food. He was willing to take us to McDonald's to get us food. Ronnie wasn't having that, because that ain't what he wanted. He wanted more than that. He was trying to get something else. He was trying to pretty much extort this dude. So he tells this dude, he says, look, if you don't give me the motherfucker, take him out, we're all in the back seat. If you don't give me the motherfucking money, I'm going to tell your wife that we've been meeting up. All this other shit. We're kids, okay? I think I'm in the fourth or fifth grade at this point. We're in the back seat. My brother starts panicking. His husband's son starts panicking. Me, I'm just watching this whole thing. If you don't give me this motherfucking money, I'm gonna call your wife. I'm gonna do this. As soon as I get home, I'm gonna call this bitch. All right, that's the extortion. So he's like, you know what? Fuck you, take me home. So the dude flips the bitch. We coming back from we don't even get the McDonald's. Ronnie starts pummeling the dude in the car. Bow, 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 just hitting him. Like it's getting violent already in the car. We pull up to the house, of course. All of us kids jump out of the car. The whole neighborhood, this is the hood, whole neighborhood around. Everybody's coming out their house watching it. Ronnie, my uncle, took this man out of his car and beat. I've to this day, I've never seen somebody get physically beat up as bad as that white man got beat up in that car. He beat the man. Blood everywhere. He's beating this man. Everybody's just laughing. Me and my brother, we're not used to this type of violence. He's beating this dude. He takes this dude. He starts slamming his head in the car. By the time this dude bleeds, his head is bleeding. He's swerving all down the street. And, I told you, motherfucker, did crazy. So my perspective of like, a gay person had nothing to do with, whether or not they were strong or whatever. Gay had nothing to do with that. You understand what I'm saying? Because if I was going off of the stereotypes, no gay nigga could do no shit like that. But that's what I saw young, right? But I also saw that, he was married to his husband. He was open about that. Ronnie would have protected us no matter what. I could have asked my uncle for anything. He was just that dude. So you know what I'm saying? It was a very traumatic. Yeah, I'm from Milwaukee as well. So Sandy Smith, Milwaukee, right? We were on the north side, as y'all know. There's a lot of times the north side is a little bit ratchet over there, right? Just because a man is gay doesn't mean he isn't dangerous. That's right. And that's what I'm saying. Like, But I'm saying what the reason I'm bringing up that story is because like I never equated, oh, you being gay means that you're less than or anything like that. He matched, in fact, surpassed the energy of most of my uncles, right? And most of my uncles were heterosexual, burly men that were tough, you know what I'm saying? But this nigga was the one that was to snap off the most. He went to jail because he had SSI. He was crazy, right? So my auntie was his benefactor, and while he was in jail, I guess she had been spending up his money. When this nigga got out of jail, this nigga thought he was gonna have a certain lump sum waiting for him. It was that sum wasn't there. It took a good portion of my family to keep him from killing his sister, because that's what he was doing. He was openly talking about. He was actively hunting my auntie down because she spent a lot of his money. It took my grandma pleading with him. It took my mom. It took my uncles. It took everybody pleading with him not to kill my auntie. Yeah, he loved that. He loved the hell out of us. Every shit that I could not ask my uncle for. And shit that he wouldn't do. It's a few stories. He had this dude in the car one time. This was one time he got out of jail. And his name, the dude's name was Miss Joyce. And this was a transgender before there's like, we called them trannies or whatever, or at the time we called them I don't know what the fuck we called him, but he called himself Miss Joyce. He's in the car. He's being completely flamboyant. My mom's in the back seat with us. It's me, my mom, my brother, and my uncle's son again. So we all back there. My uncle's tripping. Like, I don't know if they had the cocaine, where he's speeding. He's going about 60 miles an hour down the fucking street. This dude in the passenger seat is just as fruity as flamboyant, and I am dying. Because my mom's having a panic attack because my uncle ain't slowing down. My uncle's trying to get props from us in the back seat because he's going through traffic like this. I am dying. And then this dude over here is having a whole conversation with himself about him being how pretty he is, and him being Miss Joyce and all this other stuff. My uncle, it's hot in here, y'all. I'm sorry. It's feeling 100 and fucking something degrees in here. That's why I'm sweating. My uncle ultimately did die a violent death. Somebody, he for a minute he was, he had a trap house, and one day he opens his door and somebody shot him in the face. And this was when my son was about 2. They shot him, took him out the game. That was it. And then, so my mom I think she has 2 brothers left out of 5. There was 4 girls, 5 boys, and there's 2 boys left, 3 dead. My Uncle Chunky died. After he got out of the Marines, he came back. Not Chunky, I'm tripping. Dennis, he came back from the Marines. His landlord killed him because his landlord was fucking his girl. It was a whole messy thing. His landlord, I believe, shot him, and then my Uncle Ricky, the other twin, he was stabbed to death when I was 3. And then Ronnie got shot. I think I was 22? 22. So shot in the face when I was 22. So crazy. May they rest. May all of them rest in peace, right? You talk to my mom about it though. My mom and their sisters, and they all have, a peace with it. But like one of the most traumatic things I remember, I still remember the day they called my mom and told her that Ricky had got killed. I remember the day vividly. I was 3. I remember it. I remember her screaming. I remember my dad taking us around the corner to my grandma's house, his mom's house, my grandma Ida, and my grandma Ida just holding my mom, and my mom just being so inconsolable. I remember that shit vividly. It's crazy how that sits on you. Maybe the rest in peace, Devil Dog. Just got out 3 days ago myself. You just go, welcome to the free world. Stay out of there. I don't need to tell you that though, Reaver. I know you ain't trying to go back. See, at least stay out for the fucking summer. Enjoy your summer. Don't let nobody trigger you. Don't let nobody put you in. That's what I always have to tell myself. Go home, come home. I mean, go to work, come home. Go to work, come home. Don't let people fuck with you. Like, people do try you. Like today, I'm on a bus, right? And out here in Vegas, we have those slinky buses. And so I sit in the middle because I have my scooter and I put it under the seat so I'm out of the way. And this dude, he's already mad dogging when he got on the bus. He gets up there, he's sitting up there with his girl, and when he gets off, he purposely like bumps my knee as hard as he can. And I was about to say something, But I was like, just let this nigga get off the bus. That's all. Let it go. Let it go. I just kept on with my music because that's what he wanted. That's what he wanted. That's what and there's an energy in me that be wanting to do it too. But then what happens? Then I'm not here talking to y'all. I'm not going to work on Monday. I'm not going to shoot tomorrow, right? Because I'm in jail. My great granddad was stabbed in a park over a bottle of whiskey in 1952. I was born the same day. Are you serious? That's crazy. That is insane. I will. I'm done. I know. One of my best friends, Chris. He had a few bouts with Joe. Yeah, the accordion style buses, right? That I like them too because they give you more space. But he's been in jail a few times, and I'm proud of him. He hasn't been back. Like he had a bout where he was in and out, like doing this like the accordion thing. But he's out. I'm glad he's out. I'm glad he has, like, for him, it works for him to be with the church and with people that can almost like a step program where he can mentor, because he's a very smart dude. He is extremely funny. It's just that, sometimes you have addictions, and sometimes those addictions can draw you back into the streets. And, like I always say, I pray for him all the time. My granddad was abusive to my granny. My uncle told me the great granddad, was the type to not back down from a fight. Yeah, I mean, back then you couldn't back down from a fight. Like, I got in trouble when I was little because a group of boys jumped me and my friend, right? We were coming home from our cousin's house. A group of boys jumped us, right? And I ended up running from the fight. My friend ended up taking a lead pipe to the head. It was a whole thing. I felt all this fucking shame. I couldn't look at myself in the mirror for like weeks. It was crazy, right? And when my mom found out that we had got jumped, we didn't tell nobody. We were like embarrassed, right? She was like, "What the fuck? Like, y'all got to go back there and y'all got to go get y'all get back." Right? So she called my older brother. She ended up going to get my older brothers. My older brothers came through, and we ended up going over there, and we ended up beating some ass. We ended up having to go over there and fight those kids because we wasn't allowed to just let that go. We wasn't allowed to just let that slide. I didn't grow up like that. It was like, if you came home beat up, you have to go back out there and fight. It's just what it was. Or if your brother got into a fight, you have to go and defend your brother. That's how I grew up. Like, a lot of us grew up in that time. Like, you didn't just, like, your friend, like my friend. The reason that my mom was mad is my friend took a pipe to the head, and I'm running home. She had every reason to be mad at me for that shit because it's some bitch made shit. You know what I'm saying? You're right. That's the difference between the military and normal life. In the military, you're encouraged to handle your beef with each other as men in private. Out here, you get locked. Exactly, right? So if you and I have a disagreement, hey, what's up, Elliot? If you and I have a disagreement and you and I choose to do fisticuffs, that should be it, right? Ain't nobody killing nobody. Ain't nobody. If I lose a fight, I can take a loss. I'm pretty sure if I've lost more fights in my life than I've ever won. I didn't been thrown around. I didn't been slammed. I didn't all that. I didn't lost. Hey, what's up, Elliot? I didn't lost more fights than I've won, but I've always felt more pride to stand up for myself. You know what I'm saying? Like, then I'd rather lose a fight and stand up for myself than back down when you know what I'm saying? Like, completely back down and run away. Now, if I have to get out of a situation, like, I don't know somebody on the street, I'm going to avoid a fight because I don't know what they got. I know what I got. I don't want to catch a case. I don't want to have to define that. You know what I'm saying? I want to try to avoid that. But like I say, sometimes you can't avoid some shit. And if you want to bring that shit, you bring that shit. You know what I'm saying? It is what it is. Everybody eats shit. Everybody eats shit. Yeah. I mean, if you've been out there, you've been out there. You know what I'm saying? But like I say, like, I've learned young that most men are stronger than they look. I remember when I was in middle school, and I don't know if you're still in here, Lavelle, but me and Lavelle had hands. I didn't know Lavelle had hands. Lavelle always dressed nice. He, always the chillest dude at school, everything, right? So I'm like, yeah, we're gonna go home. We're gonna come to my house and we're gonna L Gaston in here. We're gonna go to my place and we're gonna spar or whatever. So we go down by the pool, and this man just started giving me them blah, 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 blah. His fists were moving so fast, bro. And I mean, just tore my wrist. and at the same time, I want to laugh, but the shit hurts because I couldn't believe how the nigga had hands. Where the fuck did this nigga have these hands from? Like what? And every fight I've ever been in, I don't care what they look like or whatever. Every fight I've been in, everybody's been stronger than I perceive them to be. Everybody I've ever fought, I've had some level of almost underestimation about their abilities. And that's why I always say when women talk about fighting men, I say don't do that. Because the most stubby looking motherfucker can have a grown man's strength that you are not prepared for. And then, because I'm telling you, I mean, like, I remember, like, one of our homies, like, he was like a taekwondo nigga, blah, blah, blah. And we used to always make fun of him for that. But he was like the biggest fucking anime nerd. So he was like, oh, man, you ain't got hands. But the nigga had training. And we thought we was going to go and put hands on this nigga. This nigga beat the shit out of all of us in that alley, bro. He beat the shit out of me, my best friend, homie, my brother, my fucking other friend. We couldn't even get close to him. There was just hands. This nigga's legs were just long as shit. The nigga's fucking reach was out of control. And I was just like, bro, you can't underestimate, just because this nigga's goofy as shit. This nigga will beat the dog shit out of you. And you would look at this nigga and never fucking know. You would look at this man and be like, nah, that nigga ain't got hands. Hands for days. Hands, bro. But it teaches you, bro. It teaches you, like, he's studying the moves and the character. You're right. Or something, bro. This nigga, bro, even at one point, it got embarrassing. Because now the nigga's talking about, all y'all, you two come to me at the same time. What? I'm going home. I'm done. I'm not about to fucking embarrass myself. You got this, brother. You're good. We get it. You that nigga. We'll never disrespect your gangster ever again. I can relate when you said you deal with gang member doing. Yeah, exactly. It's the jocks. Exactly. It's same energy. Whenever niggas can play off other niggas, they all of a sudden get stronger. You know what I'm saying? Like the gangs in my school, them niggas eventually, I was cool with all them niggas after a point, but I think I was cool with them niggas because I stood up for myself after a point. But when them niggas were by themselves, they were cool. One of them niggas is still in jail. I ain't gonna say his name, but one of them niggas is still in prison to this day because right out of school, he ended up clapping a nigga outside the store on that gang shit, clapping him and ended up getting caught and still in prison to this day. I don't think that shit's worth it. I don't love fighting because, like I say, like I haven't won a lot of fights. So I have the spirit in me. To fight, but I ain't gonna sit here and act like I got major hands. I am a nerd. Like I am. Like I ain't scared to fight, but I ain't gonna sit up here and act like I got hands. Especially at my age, I ain't fighting nobody. In fact, a lot of people will back down just even if you say something. If you take care of yourself and if you look a certain way, they ain't gonna even, you know it. They ain't gonna try you. They'll just be like, whatever. It is what it is. People talk shit. They'll talk shit because they don't want you to do something. But for the most part, most people won't try you if you take care of yourself. There's a big conversation going on right now about how a lot of men at a certain point, and it's true, we do take care of ourselves. We take care of our bodies. A lot of men are in okay shape, at least decent shape, because I feel like that's where, when we're in our heads, we retreat to taking care of our bodies and taking care of ourselves, and it shows in a little bit in our outwardly appearance. You know what I'm saying? There's a big conversation going on about women's health and how, like, a lot of women are making excuses for not getting out there and getting it. And I feel that it's not that they're making excuses. I feel that there are too many other women backing up the fact that, oh, they want to be sedentary. You know what I'm saying? You can blame everything as to why you're not in the type of shape, or you're not in the position that you want to be in. Because I still do it. I'm not even talking about just shape. I can sit here and blame a whole lot of things as to why my life is where it is, right? But at the end of the day, it all falls on me, right? Because the things that have led me here, whether I'm obese, whether I'm poor, whether, you know what I'm saying, I can't keep relationships, whatever the case may be, every excuse may be valid. Absolutely. Every excuse I come up with, my history may be valid, but in the moment, in the present, it all falls on me to make a better something out of myself. You know what I'm saying? at the end of the day, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, I'm still the same me. You know what I'm saying? But at the same time, I want to try to improve. You know what I'm saying? I want to be a better person, not just for like not physically, but like mentally. You know what I'm saying? Like the way I perceive the world. The gym helped me keep my sanity when I was suicidal earlier this year, in the best shape I've been because of it. I'm glad you're feeling better. I hope you're feeling better, Reaver. I hope you are, man, because the gym has helped me in them times too. When that was just like my focus, like go to the gym. That's it. Go to the gym. That's it. Go run. I would go run out my frustration, go run out all the dark thoughts and all that other bullshit because it comes on you. Like even today, I ain't gonna even hold you up before I went out because I've been looking for a second job and everything. I'm down in the dumps. I'm like, yo, like just beating myself up about shit that like I'm saying, like I'm beating myself up about shit that either I can sit here and sulk and shit, or I can start doing shit to change it. Like what is beating myself up about stuff I haven't done for? I can sit here and continue to say, you haven't did this, you haven't did this, you haven't did, because I do that all the time. I'm not saying I do it all the time, but get the fuck up and do it. Get up and do it. Now some of the jocks are pudgy, and I'm 2 years plus. The jocks in my school, though, I'm gonna be honest with you. The jocks in my school were cool as fuck, bro. That's one of the things where I can honestly say it was a blessing. They were the type of guys that were like gym bros before they were gym bros, so they were like more so because I was like lumpy in school. You know what I'm saying? I was out of shape before. I would say before the 12th grade, I didn't give a fuck about none of that. And yeah, they would clown. They were like, nigga, like, come on, like, you ain't got no definition in your arms. Don't you want to get some hoes? All that, stuff that us males do. And to me, it was funny because I grew up around all boys. That's what I did. It didn't affect me like that. But they also inspired me and tried to get me to come to the gym and put some weight on and get some muscle and tell me it's not that bad to run in the heat. Because that was my biggest thing, especially being from Indiana. How the fuck are you gonna run in this heat? How the fuck y'all out here exercising in this fucking heat? Well, you drink water, right? You hydrate yourself, you cool down, right? But they showed me that, and I would see like, especially like, of course, you see the jocks, you see all the girls like them because they're overdeveloped, right? They in the gym every day, they eating, their bodies look good in high school. And you as a video game player, I got invited. Here's the thing: I got invited to every major party. I was included in every big thing that was going on in our school, at least from as far as the popular people, because I've always talked a lot. Stay fresh, homie. You too, Elliot. I've always been a talker, and so I was always invited to a lot of things. But as far as like the physicality and all that, and there's a few times, yeah, they pissed me off because they were being bullies, but at the same time, like, it helped me, you know what I'm saying? Like in the long run, that type of thinking helped me in certain ways. Like as far as like improving myself, I can't sit up here and just be a bitch all the time because I want to be. You know what I'm saying? Even though today on the bus I did start crying. You know what I'm saying? Girls start paying attention to each other. Yeah, now it's completely different as far as like, but that's the thing too. Like, no, that's a lie. I'm gonna say this. There's a lot of women that are initially like attracted to me because of maybe aesthetically I may look a certain way to them, but talk to me for 5 minutes if I'm not playing a character that I know they want me to play, that shit goes out the window because I am, like you said earlier, I am who I am. I'm still the same me. You know what I mean? Like that shit goes out the window real quick. Like, hey, this nigga, I'm not attracted to this nigga. But I don't know, man. Like, no, but what I was saying is, no, I don't think that like those type of women are attracted to me even to this day. The women that I had crushes on in school, like the girls that I had crushes on in school, for one, they were all except one. They were all the super pretty popular black girls. One of them was really smart. One of them was like a cheerleader. One of them was like those are the girls that I loved, right? And I expressed that shit to them, right? But I wasn't their type, and I knew I wasn't their type only because of the type of guys that they would give attention to, which was fine, right? But even out of high school, even though I started to develop out of high school and I had like, like I looked a certain way or whatever, like I said, they knew that I'm like, I mean, come on, like this hasn't changed. Like it's not gonna change. You know what I'm saying? There's certain women that tolerate that shit, and there's other women that won't tolerate that shit for nothing. You know what I mean? No matter, you know what I'm saying? Now, if I had a lot of money, you know what I mean? That's a whole different thing. There's a lot of things you could tolerate. You know what I mean? You could tolerate some stuff. Like even inviting women over here, you know, like I've talked about it, but just the explanation that has to come along with all of this. Because there's an explanation I have to give. You know what I mean? Like you come over here, you see all this stuff over here. I'm like, you know, I make cartoons, I do this, you know, especially if it's not like a serious situation. It's like, oh, you have a collection. Now, someone would be like, oh, that's cool, like, or whatever. It is what it is. They're not here for none of that, right? But for some people, it's like, you could like literally see, like I said, I've made this joke before. You can literally see on their face when they walk in here, their coochie get dry. you can literally, you can literally see the disappointment. I'm like, oh yeah, it's just, you know, and they're like, oh no, it's cool. It is what it is. But you can visibly see, oh, yeah, I'm that type of nerd. I ain't fucking pretending. This ain't no, I'm just recently a nerd because comic book movies were good and all that. Oh, that's why I started crying on the bus today. Somebody, some asshole made a beautiful video on TikTok about Superman saving this girl from suicide. I went to go see the Superman movie last weekend, and I've always been a big Superman fan. Y'all seen all these Superman toys around here and all that. And the panels that they showed, like it literally made me cry on the bus. I wasn't trying. I'm like, oh man, I be trying to look all tough on the bus and shit. I got my backpack and all my shit and my gear, and here I am with my glasses on, and it's fucking tears coming down my face because this asshole made this beautiful fucking Superman video for no fucking reason. Like what? yeah, Long Beach Joe, you can see the disgust. You can see the disgust, but I don't care because, like I say, like those characters inspire me. Like even Superman, and that's why, you know, because like I have like these nasty thoughts in my head. Like even just when I was down there, I'm telling y'all, like I wish somebody would come up on me, or when I got triggered at the beginning of the first live, like those thoughts build up in my head, and I get so angry, and it makes me want to lash out. I'm not just like I told you, I'm not manic, I'm not crazy, I'm completely sane, but I'm telling you just how I feel, right? And when I have those dark thoughts, or I have those the thoughts about, oh, I'll fuck somebody up, or I'll do this, they're real thoughts. I don't like them. I don't like that feeling. I want to be above that. I want to be above that spiritually. I want to be above that emotionally. And so when I see a character like Superman, who has all the power in the world, who could do anything, who could rule the world, really, who could be this scary figure, but is a symbol of hope. That's why I like that character so much. And you know what I mean? Like I aspire to be that. Of course, I can never be Superman. You can't be Superman, but there's elements of a character. It's elements of that character that I would aspire to want to be. I would want to be somebody that will put aside my own animus towards somebody, or my own hatred towards somebody, to help them if they needed help. You know what I'm saying? I don't have that divinity in my heart right now. I want it. I want that more than anything. That's why I try so hard to be close to God. That's why I pray so much, like to get that evil off me more than anything. More than anything that vexes me in this world, it is the demons that still live in me, that nip at me. Like I was telling y'all, the ones that beat me up, where I'm constantly telling myself, you're not this, or you haven't done this, or you haven't done this, or the ones that are telling me to lash out, or the ones that are telling me to, you know, feel that my anger is righteous. And yeah, it may be righteous, but it don't make me right. Does that make sense? Like, and it means that it's something that I want to conquer. It's something that I don't want to have these things affect me the way that they affect me. I don't want to have the world that I can't control affect me the way that it affects me. You understand? Like, I want to be able to be better, and I don't want my spirit to be dark. You know what I mean? We need mission, brother. Yeah, U.S. is lost. Be anti-American, different person. I don't know or hear you. Funny you bring this up because I had a dream last night that I was the Punisher. Random as hell. Right. And see, the Punisher is like one of those characters. It's like one of those avatars of a character that a lot of people project themselves through, because especially if you ever read like a Punisher book, I would say if you haven't read any Punisher like graphic novels or collections, read Garth Ennis's collection of Punisher, one of the best fucking written Punisher runs ever, and it shows you how crazy that character is and the power fantasy that you can project, how you project yourself into the Punisher is what I mean. That dark energy is just as provocative as the light, right? To want to be this entity of like karmic justice to just go through and fuck up the bad guys and all that, right? But at the same time, you know that stains you as a person. It does. It stains your soul. Only you are burdened with your immortal soul, and the dark things that you attach to it, you have to carry. You know what I'm saying? It's fucking crazy. Rorschach from the Watchmen, another character. Y'all bringing up characters that I relate to. Rorschach from the Watchmen is a character that I probably relate to more than any other character in fiction. I think I've said this before. I mean, my favorite character in fiction is Dr. Manhattan, but the character I relate to the most is Rorschach. It is above all else. And when I first read Watchmen, I almost started to think I was crazy because of how much I did relate to Rorschach. And I saw a lot of people say, well, Rorschach is a sociopath, and people that think like that are sociopaths. And then I read the chapter when the little girl gets kidnapped and how he reacts to that. And I don't think that's how a sociopath would feel personally. I don't think a sociopath would let something like that affect them so deeply to where they would snap and go off the deep end. It would just be what it is. He would chop it up to the game, but he snaps. It's because he could feel what that little girl was feeling. You understand what I'm saying? I could feel what Rorschach was feeling, even at the end when they wanted to freaking hide this fact that there's this grand conspiracy to bring all the countries together and fake this alien invasion and all this. Rorschach was the only one of them that wanted to tell the truth. He was the only one that was like, no, fuck that. I want to expose this shit. No, da da da. And he lost his life for it. And I'm like, even in that same situation, I would have said the same thing. They're no different. I'm not going to hide y'all shit. Y'all not going to fucking blow up cities, and I'm just going to sit here and me know it, and I'm not going to sit here and say that y'all did that. I'm not going to be that person, and I would die for it. And I know that because that's not a secret I could hold. You know what I'm saying? And there are things just like the Epstein list, going back to that, full circle. The people that hold on to those type of secrets, I couldn't be those people. And a lot of people hold on to those secrets because they know that their lives are forfeit if they reveal those secrets. But sometimes your life is worth giving up for something that's bigger than you. We could have a whole Voyeur you or someone else blow me up, Manhattan. Right. Right. Go ahead. Well, Snowden, another good person. Look what he did. Look at the sacrifice he made to tell the truth. Look at the sacrifice he made to his life, to the comfort in his life. He could have just continued to be a career NSA man. He could have continued to follow the books, but he didn't. He exposed something that he and in my eyes, a true patriot, a true person of the people. You understand what I'm saying? To say, this is what your governments are doing. This is how they're trying to manipulate you. Yes, they're going to come after me. They're going to charge me with stuff. They're going to say that I'm charge me with espionage, all kind of bullshit, right? But it's necessary. And this is an intelligent man that knew that was what the stakes were. But the truth had to be said. These are the people that inspire me. A person like even Candace Owens. I don't agree with everything Candace Owens says, but right now she is stuck to integrity. She's stuck to her fucking guns the entire fucking way. You understand what I'm saying? She's stuck to it. She supported Trump. She said, I'm here with you. I'm backing you. I'm doing this. I'm da. Even though I said shouldn't back aside. It is what it is. But she backed him. It is what it is. But yet, who's holding his feet and the fucking elite to the fire still? Her. She is. She's still saying, no, fuck this nigga. This nigga's traded on us. It's because she's sticking to her integrity, not a person, not worshiping a person here on earth, but what is right and what's wrong. And when you try to tell what's right, you're going to always make enemies. People are going to always come after you. You're going to always be stifled. You're going to always be lowering the algorithm. Somebody told me earlier, they said in here, and which I appreciate, what would I do if I ever got to 100,000? I never envisioned that, because I can't see myself silencing myself to get to that point. I can't see myself curating myself to the point to where I have to be so piecemeal and so cookie cutter like all these other creators. And I'm not calling nobody out. I'm just saying to fit into the algorithm, to push this content. Trust me, I know how to push this content. Look, I don't know, it's backwards right now. rage bait. That's the first one. I just create rage bait, piss people to fuck off. Just say something that just randomly comes to my mind. It don't have to be anything relevant. It could be something that's just, I know it's going to piss people to fuck off. I know how to entice people to do that. But the reason I don't is because, for one, I stand on fucking business. I'm not going to just say, make rage bait that I can't stand on because it's going to get me views. Even though it would drive traffic, it would bring people here. There's a ton of type of videos that I can make that would bring people to this channel. But then I would have to stand on what I'm saying to them. And I couldn't stand on that because I don't believe in that. But it would be something, like I say, rage baiting them to bring them here. Or I can pander. I can get on here every day and I can pander to the women that follow me, right? The women that follow me I love women to death. And the critiques I have of the women are because they're telling young women, leading women down a dangerous path that they're not going to want to know where the end leads to. You know what I'm saying? That's why you have so many women out here lonely or not being able to relate to men, because they're listening to women that don't know shit about men, right? So I talk about that. But if I sat there and did the inverse and I was just this dude that, oh, I got muscles, right? I'm going to get on here and say everything women say is correct and these niggas ain't shit, da-da-da. Guess what would happen? I'm pandering. I make a lot of money doing that. I can make a whole lot of money doing that. Right now, I have a video, but I'm being genuine, going viral on TikTok. It actually is a little bit viral. It's got over 100-something thousand views. I just put it up, a couple days ago, where I'm giving flowers to Jennifer Love Hewitt because I think the woman is sexy as hell, okay? Especially right now. I think Jennifer Love Hewitt in 2025 is 10 times sexier than Jennifer Love Hewitt in the early 2000s or whenever she's popular, right? So I put up a video. Video's going up, doing numbers. I got all these women sending me hearts and private messages, and you're so right, and I love a man that loves a woman with curves, all that bullshit, right? Now, I can play on that. I can literally sit here and be like, all right, my content is going to become pandering. But what would that make me? That would be me selling my fucking soul. Then I can't get on here and say what needs to be said when it needs to be said. That's what I mean. Or I can just conform. I can go with the narrative. Conform, completely conform. If I was a woman, I could seduce. You see what I'm saying? This is how you play the algorithm, because that's what's important to it. It ain't necessarily the truth, but when you get on here and tell the truth, you stand on business. I can't stand on business with none of this. I can't stand on business rage baiting y'all. If I just got on here and just want to piss y'all off every day, I can't do that because I'm not pissed off every day. That's not genuine. I can't get on here and pander to women when I know that some of them are saying some stupid shit that I can't agree with. I can't do it. Even though it would drive traffic, it would give me money. It's not real. It's selling your soul. And when people say selling your soul, sometimes selling your soul is just that. That's all you're doing. You're selling your soul to the highest bidder. You're silencing yourself. You're cutting off your nuts. You're tucking your dick in because you know you're going to be paid. And we all have to do that anyway when we go to clock into a job. Why the fuck would I want to do this when this is something that gives me joy? Why would I want to do this when I can get on here and be truthful with you sell your soul for ribs? I be missing ribs, carne asada, and hot wings, bro. Some days, bro. You know what I'm saying? Depends on which year you. Let me see. Let me go up here. Let me see. No rage, bro. I've done too much shrooms, bro. I'm completely depressed. You gotta detox then, man. Like, just detox whatever. Like, and I'm telling you that, and this is something I'm struggling with right now because I'm a weed head, and I'm not gonna even hold y'all up. Like, I goon a lot, so these are things that I need to let go. You know what I mean? Like, I literally gotta like detox from this shit, bro, because that's where depression comes. Because that dopamine that you get from that shit, right, it drives down the drive of other things, right? We're supposed to be in a pursuit of dopamine throughout the day. And then when we get it, that's where the happiness comes from. But if we're constantly giving ourselves dopamine throughout the day, we're not going to be happy. It's the same thing they do with rats when they get rats cocaine, right? They put the rat in the thing, they get a rat cocaine. Rats hyped up off the cocaine at first, but then over time, the rat becomes depressed because it's just an abundant amount of cocaine. That's the same thing with all the dopamine we do. Video games, like I say, gooning, which is, for anybody that don't know, that's masturbating. Fucking video games, gooning, fucking whatever drugs you're doing. It could be alcohol, weed, shrooms, I guess. You know what I'm saying? If these things like deplete, you're sending this burst of dopamine to your head, then you're having this crash. Burst of dopamine to your head, then you're having this crash. And eventually that burst is just you constantly chasing that dragon. So that's what I'm not just speaking to y'all, I'm speaking to myself too. So I try to know. I'm trying. You know, like I used to lie to myself a lot, and that wasn't good. You lying to yourself and telling yourself some shit about yourself. Who the fuck are you lying to? You're not lying to God because God knows better, and you're not lying to yourself. So who are you at that point? You look crazy. And once I start telling myself exactly who I am and exactly what's going on in my life, it is what it is. Yes, I feel shame. People say you don't feel shame because you say this and that. I feel shame. I just am able to express the shame. I'm able to say what it is. You know. Do I drink or smoke? I do drink occasionally. Like if I have company, I will drink. I don't drink a lot because I get bloated. I may drink. I may have a drink maybe once a week. I smoke every day. I smoke daily. I smoke when I get up. I smoke before I go to bed. I smoke before I have sex. I smoke before I play video games. I smoke before I eat. I smoke too much. And I don't smoke a lot like a lot of people do. Like, to give you perspective, I go through probably about 2 grams of weed a week. That's not a lot of weed. That's not. That's 2 pre-rolls a week I do smoke. But for me, I'll break it up. I don't just smoke the pre-roll I break it up and I'll smoke it across, over the week. So about 2 pre-rolls a week, which comes out to probably about $35 to $40 a week that I shouldn't be just spending on that. Not bad when I'm not bad considering that a lot of niggas I know smoke Ace every 2 days, which I couldn't do that because I couldn't function. But yeah, that's my vice. The biggest shortage is children loneliness. That's the thing, Brennis, and that's why a lot of that. That's why I partake. Like I'll like today, even before I left here, I was like, all right, what's going on with me? What do I want to do today? Right? What do I want to do? Like, do I want to play the game? I just felt stir crazy, honestly. And that's why I smoke. Or that's why I'll be like, all right, I'm gonna go and I'm gonna go please myself and I'm gonna go to bed, right? These are things that are like they're these little micro pockets of pleasure or joy that you give yourself in order to feel something, but it's not it's I don't know, bro. It's meaningless, bro. It's empty. You know what I'm saying? So that's why when people say no fap and all that, even though I make fun of it all the time, because I do make fun of that shit. I think it's hilarious. Grown man telling other men not to beat off. But I agree with what they're saying. Everything that they're saying, the no fap movement, the detoxing movement, all the niggas that's telling you to pull away from that shit, they're not wrong. They're completely right. I make fun of it, but they're not wrong. You know what I mean? All right, y'all. I'm gonna hop off of here. It's what time is it? Oh, yeah, it's 8:42. I'm gonna try to go get something to eat. Y'all, I appreciate y'all being in here with me. I appreciate the back and forth that y'all give me. Every one of y'all that comes in here every time that goes back and forth and is in the comments. I love it, bro. Like I do. Y'all keep the conversation going and y'all, yeah, a lot of y'all get me. Whoever brought up that manic thing earlier, that's literally something that I was like, because I have to watch back a lot of my videos, right? And I edit them and all that other stuff. And you saying you come off as manic, I said it to myself, and I was like, "Am I manic?" I'm like, "No, you just hyped up because you got something on your mind because you don't. It ain't like something that I can't. It's not like I can't regulate my mood. You know what I'm saying? I don't have these bouts of, oh shit, I'm off the rocker now. Yeah, just like y'all, I do get depressed. I get very depressed, right? I'm working on that. I'm working on living in the moment. But other than that, like as far as like, oh my God, I need medication or anything to regulate or to do my day to day thing. No, I don't need none of that. They wanted to give me that shit when I was younger and I would been able to get through my 20s and my 30s and have kids and breakups and be homeless and all that stuff. And I'm still here and I'm still sane for the most part, y'all. Thank you guys for being here, though. Honestly, y'all. And I'll catch y'all next time, okay? I'm gonna try. I'm gonna try to go live tomorrow if the desert will let me. I'm gonna go live and y'all can see me shoot live. But if not, I am gonna at least get some footage. So I can.